Welcome to the United States of Tiffany. Our commentary offers a humorous take on wrestling. Please note, we're not bullying or attacking the wrestlers. We're engaging with the choreographed sport and its storylines. Our jokes and observations are about the characters and storylines, not the real people behind them. Tourists and citizens alike, welcome. Enjoy the show, and remember, it's all in good fun.
Okay, well, welcome to the show. I hope you all are doing well. We're going to talk about two shows today. We're going to talk about Smackdown, of course, and we're also going to get into TNA because you see, TNA has some new faces. They've got some new bodies over there at TNA, and a lot of people were surprised. Very, very, very surprised. So, before we get into it, let's just talk. Let's just talk about SmackDown first. And then we'll get into TNA since most people are going to be here for SmackDown in the first place. Okay. SmackDown kicked off with Drew McIntyre. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, he was there and he said what he always say, did what he always do, which is not much. He came out there. One thing he did say was that he put a clause in his contract that he signed when they did the match for the 3 stages of hell, that if Cody loses, he can't get a rematch. He's not allowed a rematch, which I think is some wild ass shit. Seeing as how Drew McIntyre has had 5 title shots after losing all of them. Like, he's had multiple title shots that he has lost and was able to come back and get another one and another one and another one and another one. So I thought that was a bit overkill, but it's very clear that he does not want to battle with Cody Rhodes again because he knows that he's subject to lose. Which, okay, I love that for you, but at the same time, it's like, you're boring. He then came out there and continued to double, triple down on it. And Randy came out there to kind of, shut that down a bit. Randall came out there and was like, look, I don't like you. You don't like me. I damn sure didn't come out here to, congratulate you on no win because I don't give a fuck about that. He said, but I tell you what, he said, the last time your ass was champion, I took your championship from you. And I was like, right on, you did. You did. And he said, if it come to it again, I'm getting that title off of you. Period, point blank. Okay, cool. Love that. Now, as Randall was cutting his promo on Cody, on Drew, that's when our homeboy Jacob came out there. Now, Jacob been going after going after Drew McIntyre, and that is why he interfered in their match. He has been going after Drew because he believes that Drew is the one who attacked him and knocked his teeth out of his mouth. Now Drew claims he didn't do it, but he keeps coveting that title every time Jacob is around, like Jacob's trying to take the championship, which is a weird way to maneuver, in my opinion. But anyways, we see that Jacob is not running from Drew. In fact, he's chasing him out. He chased Jacob out of chased Drew out the arena, and Drew's been running around backstage trying to hide from Jacob Fatu, which I thought was strange, but that's just me. Now, as the show progressed, we saw Ilya walk up to Drew, tell Drew straight up, like, you and I ain't never met in the ring before, but he said, I won the title when I first got back. And if I get past Cole, if I got past Sammy, expect me to be the one to challenge you at the Royal Rumble. And he paid Ilya dust. He didn't really give him not much. He was like, listen, it's a motherfucking psycho running after me. And I ain't got time. He said, if I see you at Royal Rumble, I see you when I see you, bitch. Okay, I ain't got time for that. Now, first match that we saw, because while Ilya and them, while he was running backstage, Randall ended up getting the mic check from Miz, or Skull Crusher Finale as he calls it. Let me see. I gotta get the right graphic, child. There it is. So Miz hit him with that. The match didn't start until the referee saw that it was clear and ready to start. Now, I knew Miz wasn't gonna progress just because people, and there's no shade to Miz. If this was like a Friday Night Smackdown match that they were having, he probably would have. But because it's a Saturday night main event, they want people to watch it. Randall's gonna be the one that's going to progress in that, which is fine. We love that for you. So Randy was the first to advance in his qualifier match. The next qualifier match we saw, it was between Damien and Solo, if I recall. Or it could have been no, it wasn't Damien and Solo. Who was it?
The very first one?
Yeah, it was Trick and
No, the first one was Randy.
I already covered that. It was Trick and Matt Cardona first. We saw Solo in them later on in the night. Yeah, it was Trick and Matt Cardona first. All right. Anyways, next qualifier match we saw was Trick Williams and Matt Cardona. Matt came out there, living his best life, ready to go. And of course, Trick Williams was like, listen, this is another match that I got to get to this championship, and I'm about to do it. So they had their match. They was battling. Now, for the most part, the match was okay. They went at it, and it was cool. It was very interesting. Trick Williams went over on Matt Cardona. We love that for him, right? We love that for him. Hello, how are you? We love that for him. Okay, so Trick Williams advanced in the tournament, and now it's Randall and Trick that's in the tournament. Finishing out the tournament for the night. Damien and Solo had their match. Now, there was a lot of underlying shit happening in this match. Not on Damien's part for once. It was on Solo's. You see, Solo has a little thing going with the Wyatts. He's now stolen their beacon of light and was representative of Bray Wyatt in their family. And he's stolen it and claims that he has now bestowed that light on the MFTs in him. It's very, very nasty work, in my opinion. I don't like that. That pisses me off. A lot of people like watching that kind of stuff, or they like that type of villainy. I find that to be very much in the realm of low-hanging fruit, and it's borderline disrespectful, especially since Bray is dead and gone and can't come back to defend himself. So that shit is wild as hell to me. But people gonna do what they want to do. Now, in this match, it was a lot of back and forth going on because while Damien was trying to compete, he was also having to fight off 4 other members of the MFTs, because it's 5 of them. Now, they got rid of Tyler. Tyler was ejected from the whole match because he interfered and the ref caught him. This is where the match started to low key break down. As Solo was getting ready to hit the defining blow on Damian Priest, the lights went out. The Wyatt Six showed up, and Solo was laid out in the middle of the ring. So Damian was able to take advantage. Solo kept trying to, fight for that lantern rather than paying attention to the task at hand. He ended up giving himself the window to be able to lose because Damian Priest just simply waited and bided his time. And as soon as he got the opportunity, he chokeslammed that boy, and it was 1, 2, 3, murder she wrote. Now, instead of Uncle Howdy getting the lantern and leaving, he stayed in the ring. That allowed Tyler to come in for the save and them to recoup the lantern while the other members of the MFTs and the Wyatt Six were fighting out of the arena. Uncle Howdy got laid out by Solo. It's pretty bad. Ugh. Anyways, we're moving on. Carmelo Hayes had a banger of a match today against none other than the X Division champion, Leon Slater. Okay? Leon Slater came out there, and with Carmelo, they put on some beautiful performances. Okay? It was so much fun to watch. It was so much fun to watch. That right there is probably one of my favorite matches, and it's just early 2026, but definitely is something that I'm going to remember when it comes to the end of the year. And I'm talking about favorite matches. This was a banger. Loved it to the ends of the earth, and I will scream to the heavens how great Leon Slater is, and also how compatible he is in the ring with just about anybody. And Carmelo Hayes has a tendency to rise to the occasion when he meets somebody who either matches his skill set or exceeds it. He becomes so good in that ring. The match was on point. I really, really enjoyed it. If you missed anything about Smackdown, I highly recommend that you go and watch this match because it was so much fun. Okay. Now, we had a few matches from the girlies. Early in the night, we had Charlotte and Bliss facing off against Julia and Kiana. Okay. Now, this is stemming over from last week when Bliss ended up getting beat up by not only Lash and Nia Jax, but she also suffered a loss to Julia and interference from fuck-ass Kiana. So there was a lot piling on Bliss last week. Coming into this week, she questioned as to whether Charlotte was actually sick or not because she ended up having to do a lot of things by herself, and she got beat up. And she was like, "You supposed to be my girl, so was you sick or was you just one of them I'm sick type of bitches? Because if that's where you at, then ho, you can say where you at." She said, "No, Alexa, look, you my person. Okay, I would never abandon you like that. I'm your home girl. I was really sick. Like I was sick, okay? But I'm here now, and I promise you I'll never leave you out there hanging by yourself." And she was like, "All right." She was like, "I'll meet you out there." She said, "Okay, I'm gonna finish stretching." Then here come Bullies 2.0. Lash looked like she had been living in the tundra in Russia for the last couple of years. And Nia just looked like a regular bitch off the street. She really don't give nothing but regular. So face card don't never decline, but style be regular as fuck. So I just be like, okay, whatever makes you happy, ho. Anyways, they came up to her, came up to Charlotte, trying to fuck with Charlotte, talking about some, "Oh, well, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I've known Alexa Bliss, da da da." And Charlotte was like, "I know you don't trust me, Charlotte, but you really need to hear what I'm saying because what I'm telling you is true." She was like, "Well, you're right. I don't trust you. Never have, never will." She said, "Why the fuck would I trust anything you're saying?" But she said, "Let me tell you one more thing. If you so much as try this little mind game bullshit on me again, you're going to hear something from me that you really don't like. And you, Lash," she was like, "You've changed." And I was like, "Get him. Get him," because somebody got to tell him. What is funny to me is that Lash Legend is hanging around a bitch that attacked her from behind, beat her ass, and then she like, well, I'm gonna be your friend now. Huh? Huh? I'm not gonna be your friend, huh? All that shit she was talking about you every time she got the chance, she was saying something dirty about you. Now, because you didn't have no friends on the roster, you had to go digging down in NXT, go get her and be like, bitch, you gonna be my friend on some Rasputia shit. What the fuck is going on around here? Absolutely not. It wouldn't have been me. I'd have left that hoe hanging wherever she was. She would have been staying there. She would have been stargazing from outside, fucking with me. And I'd be on bigger and better things. It'd be me and Julia fighting for that United States Championship instead of hanging down in the dumps with Nia's punk ass. The mess. Okay? The mess of it all. Anyways. So we get to the match between Julia, fuck ass Kiana, and Bliss and Charlotte. Okay? Everything seems to be going smooth. The match is won by Bliss and Charlotte. And then we get an attack from Nia and Lash. I still don't understand it. I'm so confused because the tag team titles are on Raw, are they not? And the tag team titles have a number one contender right now in Roxanne and Liv Morgan, is it not? Mm-hmm. So what are we doing? If you want a non-title feud between Lash, Nia, Charlotte, and Alexa, then do that. But to make it a triple threat for a number one contender when there's already a number one contender is craziness to me. For what? Now, unless Liv and Roxanne fail to get these tag team titles, which God knows, I'm praying that they don't. Because I don't want to see Judgment Day with any more championships than they need to have, which is none. Okay, I don't want them to have shit. Because I'm tired. I'm sick of it. It's a mess. But anyways, I said, okay, let's spin the block for a minute. It's a triple threat match that's been set up after Lash and Nia attacked Charlotte and Bliss once again with no repercussions. This is the third week. We going on a full month where Lash and Nia have gone after Bliss and Charlotte as a team and individually. And they have not suffered any repercussions for that. There's been no attacks backstage. There's been no attacks in the damn. They've had no match. Lash and Nia have not wrestled a match, either singles or as a team, in a full month. So I'm trying to understand what you're building. What are we supposed to be getting with this? Because it means absolutely nothing to me. Because I'm fucking confused. I could understand it better if Charlotte and Bliss were champions. Then the attacks would make sense. But the champions are on Raw. If you want the tag team titles, period, take your ass to Raw and attack the champions. Attack the former champions. Go after them. Bliss and Charlotte are two former champions removed. They are at least one seat behind the number one former tag team champions. The Kabuki Warriors are your next target. What are we doing? There's no rhyme or reason to this. None whatsoever. Now, if you're going to split up Charlotte and Bliss, fine. Split them up. Do whatever you want to do with it. But to use Nia and Lash as the catalyst is weird because it doesn't need to be. You got two alpha females in a group with each other. At some point, one is going to want to go out on her own to begin with. So let that be the catalyst. You don't need Nia and Lash to split them up. You don't need them for that. Ugh. I have to do everything for y'all. God damn it. Anyway, Chelsea had a match today with Jordan Grace. Chelsea lost. While she was sitting out ringside, there was the champ, Jade Cargill, sizing up Jordan Grace, claiming she was bored, claiming she got a nice little golf clap for a win. But I have said this before. Jade Cargill has peeped her whole card this entire time because there was no reason for her to come out on Jordynne Grace's very first match when she first saw Jordynne Grace compete. And when she first saw Jordynne Grace show up backstage, she peeped her whole card then. Everything was, you're not special, you're going to get blown through too. And it's just like, what are you so mad about when it comes to Jordynne? You see her either as competition, or is she something that you really feel like you could go up against and actually beat? Because if it was me, right, and I'm champion, I'm not going to be checking for no bitch. They are supposed to check for me. Period, point blank. I am not about to be going out here looking for you, trying to figure out where you are, what you're doing. You ask for real competition. There is more competition, but then you go out there and let everybody know that you fear the competition. Like, sis, what's tea? You should have kept your ass in the back, sipping on your champagne and strawberries, and ain't bothered by none of this shit. That's how I would have been playing it. Unbothered. 1,000,000%. Okay? Now let's move on. Did I miss anything? Cody. Cody Rhodes came out there and cut a promo today. And Cody Rhodes basically said that, he can't. He got booed out the rafters by London, which was fucking crazy. He got a mixed response. It was boos and cheers. And I was like, well, you wanted to be like John Cena. That's John Cena. In a nutshell, this is John Cena. Anywhoosies, he basically said he ain't looking for no handouts. He said, I can't get no rematch the just by getting it by being former champion. He said, that's cool. I got a problem with that. He said, I do it the old-fashioned way. I'm officially declaring myself in the Royal Rumble, and I'm going to win it again for a third time. I'm going to win it. I won it last time. I won it before, and I can win it again. I'm doing that. I said, no, Cody. No. It's 2 roads to WrestleMania. There are always 2 options to get to WrestleMania outside of you possibly having a singles match with somebody else, like a feud. You got Elimination Chamber, Royal Rumble. Now, a lot of people always pick Royal Rumble. Me personally, I'm going for the Chamber. I only got to go through a few other people. Yes, it's going to be a bit more brutal. Yes, it's going to be a bit more difficult. But I would rather be in the Elimination Chamber match inside of a pod, waiting for my time, than to be standing in the ring, constantly having to look over my shoulder to see if somebody's going to throw me out. I got to wait for somebody to pin me in Elimination Chamber. You either pin or submit. In the Royal Rumble, if your feet hit that floor, you out, my guy. It's always going to be the Chamber with me. Always. Pick the Chamber. Fuck the Royal Rumble, okay? Pick the Elimination Chamber. The odds are greater and they're in your favor in the Chamber. Now, he then called out Jacob Fatu and made it very clear. He said, I've known Jacob for a while. I've been around Jacob back in the AEW locker rooms. I've seen what he can do. And as a young vet, he has a prosperous future. But he's been around here long enough to know that he knows what a receipt means. And he's going to get a big ass receipt from me when I whip his ass. And I said, uh-oh. You in trouble. Now, after the match with Matt Cardona and Trick Williams, Kit Wilson came out there and cut a small promo. Now, you know London is his hometown. Well, that didn't go over too well because Jacob Fatu came in there and beat the brakes off of Kit and then called out Cody Rhodes and said, Cody, if you want something, bring your punk ass out here and come get it. Cody Rhodes was a kid. He came running down there, taking off his tracksuit like an old gymnastics coach. And then, and them niggas got the brawling. Said, Nicholas, get the security. Bring it out. He waited till they got into the fight. They got a little too intense for him. And then all of a sudden, security showed up and was able to break them apart. It wasn't long before one of them broke free and they ended up attacking each other again. It took a lot of security and a lot of producers to pull them two apart. But eventually they were pulled apart. Now, prior to this, well, afterwards, we saw Sami Zayn in the back, just, prepping for his match. And of course, here comes smug ass Drew McIntyre walking up on Samuel talking cash shit. Well, Sammy, I've beaten you 11 times and you've beaten me 0 times. And of course, Sammy made it very clear that he said, you know what? You're right. You're right. I've never beaten you and you have beaten me a lot. But see, Sammy better than me because I would have been like, was it not you that it took, like, I don't know, 7 different times to go up against Cody Rhodes for you to be champion? And every single time you have an excuse. Oh, the referees was against me. Oh, the corporate tape. But you use that corporate tape to your advantage just so you can win. And had it not been for you knocking out Jacob Fatu's teeth and him wanting revenge on you, you probably wouldn't be standing here to look at me in my face holding that title like it's a brand new baby. But yet here we are. The last time I was on TV, I said I hoped it was you so that when I got the chance to be champion, I could take away that title from you and finally beat you like I know that I can. And I meant that. So congratulations, Drew, you're the champion. But just like you tell everybody else when you walk up to them, your time is almost up. You're a fresh new champion with a brand new target on his back. And all this bureaucratic tape, all this strategic planning you had to do to weasel your way into a title shot, I hope you've realized it was worth it. I hope it was worth it because it's only a matter of time before somebody else takes that championship from you. And whether it's me or Randy Orton, Trick Williams, doesn't matter. Somebody's going to get it and you'll be right back where you started, at the bottom, bitching and crying. Whereas I'm going to continue to move forward, whether I win or lose. But that's not what Sammy said. Sammy said that he's going to get past this war with Ilya, and then he's going to go to war and that fatal 4-way match at next week's Saturday Night Main Event. And when he wins, Drew McIntyre isn't going to have any shoulda, woulda, couldas because it's going to be me and you at the Royal Rumble. And this time, I'm not going to lose. And of course, Drew laughed it off because the odds are forever in his favor, or so he thinks. With that being said, matches have been made for Saturday Night Main Event. There's a fatal 4-way set for Saturday Night Main Event to determine the number 1 contender for Drew McIntyre's WWE Championship. There is also a number 1 contenders match for the women's championship, for the tag team women's championship. And that will happen, I believe, next Friday before Saturday Night Main Event. And there is also a match between Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes. It's time for them to air out their grievances, so to speak. With that being said, the final match of the night went to, not these two, Jesus Christ, I can't do nothing right. Nothing is right today. It was this one. Ilya Dragunov faced off against Sami Zayn, and Ilya got busted open in this match. And ultimately, the end result was what Sami Zayn claimed it to be. He beat Ilya Dragunov and joined the 4 men to be a part of the Fatal 4-Way. So we have Randall Keith Orton, we have Damian Priest, we have Trick Willie, and of course, Sami Zayn. Now, after this match was over, Trick Williams took it upon himself to attack Sami Zayn. This was after Damian Priest proclaimed that next week it was going to be Trick Williams versus Damian Priest. And he was like, I ain't going to whoop that Trick. I'm going to whoop that ass. And well, we have a match scheduled, and I'm assuming that next week Trick Williams is going to get attacked by Sami Zayn as well. At least I would, because a receipt is a receipt. Okay? All right. Now, let's get into some TNA news, shall we? Mm-hmm. Shall we, girls? All right. So I searched and hunted for TNA over on Hulu, and Hulu does not have AMC anymore. It used to be on Hulu, but it's no longer there. And you either have to subscribe to AMC Plus, or you're gonna have to subscribe to ooh child. You either have to subscribe to AMC Plus, or you're gonna have to go over to TNA and watch it on their oh babe, can you give me the cord so my computer don't shut down? You can watch it on their app as well, and there's a couple other places for you to watch it. If you have regular cable, Spectrum, DirecTV, then you can watch TNA over there. But if you have streaming like I do, you ain't gonna be able to watch it, babes. But we have new Knockouts champions confirmed. The Elegance brand have reclaimed the tag team championships from the Iconics, or the Inspiration as they call themselves. And then ugh, I hate it. I did not have time to get the graphics for this, so my apologies, y'all, but I just wanted to make sure I covered everything. So, Mike Santana did regain his TNA championship from Frankie Kazarian. He shouldn't have lost it in the first fucking place. And there is a match set for tomorrow at TNA's Genesis, and it's going to be Frankie Kazarian versus Mike Santana in a Texas death match. This is going to be nuts. And then we got some new blood in TNA. Okay. So yesterday became clear that Daria Ray has a new position. You don't know who Daria is? That is Sonya. And after the director of authority had been attacked by his own daughter in the middle of the ring, the board has appointed Daria Ray to help oversee TNA operations. And because of her newly found power, which I assume she's going to abuse like she always does, she assigned Elena Black, formerly known as Cora Jade, to TNA. She is now a TNA knockout. We love that for you, I guess. There is also a fatal four way for the international championship happening at Genesis. And I will tell you guys all of that stuff in a second because I can't seem to navigate this website for shit. Okay. But she came, Daria showed up and everybody was shocked. They were happy. They were screaming. They were loving it. And I love that for them. Okay. We love that for you. But those were some of the big moments from Impact, aside from AJ Styles opening up the show. Now, after all of that was done, Frankie Kazarian and AJ Styles had a little moment. And during that moment, Frankie Kazarian was holding the championship. This was before he lost it to Mike Santana. And essentially, he told AJ Styles to tell him thank you, for helping to build the house that AJ built. And of course, he was like, thanks, I guess. Kind of looking at the TNA championship. Don't know, but maybe AJ Styles will be challenging for that title one last time. Wouldn't be a bad time. It'd be pretty interesting to watch if you ask me. Here are some of the matches for TNA's Genesis that are happening tomorrow. Like I said, Mike Santana and Frankie Kazarian are going up against each other for the TNA World Championship once again. But this time it's a Texas death match, and Nick Nemeth is your special guest referee. He also holds an opportunity to call his shot on whoever wins that championship, and he probably will call it after this Texas death match. The TNA Knockouts World Championship is also being contested. Lei Ying Lee will face off against Zarya, one half of Zaruka, and we'll see if she retains her title, if that title comes back to NXT. There is also a triple threat match happening at TNA Genesis. It is Moose, Josh Allen, it's Joe Hendry, Moose, and Cedric Alexander. Sorry. They will be facing off in a triple threat against each other. And this one is very unique. Mara Sade is facing off against Ryan Nemeth. I don't know why. I have no freaking clue. But the reason why Zarya is getting this opportunity is because due to visa issues, Danny Luna is unable to challenge Lei Ying Lee for the Knockouts Championship. So instead, they've given that an open challenge. And well, Zarya, she answered. And Zarya is going to be the one that faces off against Lei Ying Lee at Genesis, which is very, very interesting. Now, when it comes to Genesis, Leon Slater was supposed to be in this match. Instead, Joe Hendry has replaced him. Leon Slater was forced to withdraw due to visa issues as well, and they decided to put Joe Hendry in this triple threat match against Moose and Cedric Alexander. I think this was supposed to be a triple threat match with the championship on the line, but because Leon Slater was unable to compete, they decided to make it a regular triple threat match. And then you have this match with Mara Sade and Ryan Nemeth. Apparently, Ryan Nemeth has been pestering the thorn in Mara Sade's side for quite some time. I assume this was after the Call Your Shot gauntlet match happened, is when he started fixating on her. But after numerous super kicks to the face, he still doesn't get the message that she's not interested. He really likes her and he wants to date her, and she says no. Now Mara Sade will look to deliver another beatdown when she battles Ryan Nemeth at Genesis. This is going to be interesting. Okay, I would watch this if I wasn't too cheap to pay for it, but I would watch it. There are other matches on the card. I just haven't gotten into all of them yet. But if you're interested, Genesis comes on Saturday. It is this Saturday at I want to say it's 8 p.m. Let me see. Yeah, it's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can watch it on their TNA Impact Plus app. You don't have to watch it, via AMC's app. But for now, that is it. Next week, I'll be able to give you a better blow by blow of TNA. I just didn't get the chance to watch it all this week, which kind of sucks. I believe her title reign might be coming to an end. Whose title reign? Hello, how are you, Ann? How are you? Anywhoosies, well, y'all, that was it. Wrestling was eventful enough. They've set up some new things. The landscape of wrestling is changing. I just need them to be a little bit more aggressive in that women's division on WWE, and I'll be fine and happy where I am. But you guys let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm going to get my ass out of here, and I finally got done. 40 minutes. Ooh. Jade, you think Jade's ending her title reign? I don't think so. I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. I know that Tiffany Stratton is gearing up to come back, and I'm hoping for Bianca to come back soon. And then we can see exactly where that title reign is going to go. But we'll see. It's going to be interesting. Anywhoosies, y'all make sure y'all rate, comment, and subscribe. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all on Monday. after Monday Night Raw. Don't forget, Monday Night Raw comes on at 3 on Monday. It does not come on at 8, but I'll be over here at 8 o'clock and we'll go live and we'll talk about it. Some of y'all might be watching it at 8 o'clock, but I will have already watched it. So y'all make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe, like I said, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more wrestling content. Check out our merch and consider becoming a member for exclusive perks, special emojis, and members-only content.